Yeah, hey.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Today I just want to go over Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the hype behind it has definitely died down, and I just kind of wanted to go over my experience with Bitcoin. So, I first had that transaction with Bitcoin back in 2016, back in September of 2016. So, as you can see here, the price was just under $800 around the end of September when I first bought Bitcoin. And I'd made a few more transactions that year while it was still under $1,000. This is all in Canadian dollars, by the way. And then going into the next year in 2017, I had dabbled in Bitcoin again. So pretty much exactly a year later, around September, is when I started to um, make transactions again. So in September of 2017, the value had gone up to over $5,000. So that is over 500% from when it was under 800 back in September of 2016. And this was right before the big hype took off. So September into October, I was making transactions here and there. And then in October is where the light bulb in my head had actually finally went on and said, "Wait, there's an investment opportunity here." Keep in mind that during this time I was using Bitcoin to make transactions online, so I wasn't buying it with the intent of um, selling it in the future for a higher price. I had no intention of investing in Bitcoin. I wasn't really even looking at it from that perspective. So when I realized, holy smokes, look at how the value has gone up, I had bought a little bit more than what I had needed to make my purchases. And right as the hype was taking off, this is when more articles started to come out saying, Bitcoin's about to skyrocket. I had started to buy it a little bit more, so around November, it was still under 10K here. So I bought maybe $50 to $100 at a time worth of Bitcoin, and I was buying it into December. Now, when the hype hit, I got lost in the hype train as well because in December, when it was 20,000, I was buying it even more often now. So at the peak of the hype, I was making 50 to 100, sometimes over $100 purchases of Bitcoin, right over 20K. Luckily, I did not go all the way at 25, but I was at 22. And then going into 2018 is when the fall off has started. So in January, it had gone down to 17. So I'm like, I'm going to keep adding. I'm going to add to my position. Well, I had no idea about averaging down. I wasn't even really experienced in investing at this point. So I was just kind of doing what any beginner does. So I just added to my position at a lower price, figuring it was just going to go up again. So I added around 17K beginning of January, and I'd add every week, every 2 weeks, another $50 to $100. So in February it was still over 10K. So at 11K I was still adding, and then it hit me like the hype is over, the bubble popped. It's not going to come back to this level. So by March, I kind of just given up on Bitcoin. And in March, we did have a temporary bounce up to 13. So I think that was the last time I really kind of paid attention and still bought into it. But after that, I completely given up, you know. And if you were paying attention to news around that time, the hype, just the overall discussion in the mainstream was pretty much dying down. Now here's where it actually gets interesting. So I remember back in this summer, so I'm talking summer of 2019. I was talking to my family and they're saying, Bitcoin's been making some strides, and I'm like, I just kind of push it to the side, say, it's like I still figured in my mind Bitcoin is dead, and there's nothing really that's gonna happen with it. And this is when it had passed the 10K line again. So in May it just crossed 10K, and then by the end of June it hit $15,000. So this is the highest it went in over a year. So it was 75% of its previous high, well, the peak back in December of 2017. So the key takeaway here is that if you look at the period between December 2018 and the end of February of 2019, it had pretty much bottomed out here. Would have been an incredible opportunity for somebody to buy and then wait and then sell off right when it built up a little bit of hype again back in July. Because if you had bought for just under 5,000, you would have got a 300% return. So the key takeaway here is don't follow the sheep and buy into the hype. You know, we all get FOMO. I was definitely lost in the sauce, as some might say. And be a sniper. Find opportunity when nobody's looking, when nobody's really paying attention. Always have your eyes on the market. Anyways, take it easy. Be back soon.
I'm done acting friendly, time to bang on her. I need me a medal, let it hang on her. I won't wait a second.